They didn't keep you safe. They observed you. While you were lost in play with your toys, a presence was observing, quietly molding the very foundations of what you would come to understand about love, loyalty, and trust. That wasn't nurturing. That was conditioning. From the instant you were old enough to feel pain, someone near to you mastered the art of concealing their shame behind your disorientation. They conditioned you to question your own mind long before you ever thought to question them. That isn't affection. That is command. And the most devastating part is that it originated from individuals who profess to love you. There's no requirement to speculate about the enemy's identity. Examine your early years. Follow the trails. The icy gazes that followed your tears. The abrupt shift in their voice the moment you sought too many answers. The sensation of the house forever altering when you entered, as if the atmosphere itself was pausing. These were not random events. They were practiced. And you were the central figure in a narrative where everyone else had a script you were never allowed to read. This isn't irrational fear. It's lucidity. You have been the focus from the very start. Not due to any frailty, but because of your radiance. Your quiet was their security. Your purity was their camouflage. When the selected ones arrive, the assault starts softly, not with conflict, but with quiet. A silence so dense it resonates in your recollections. Do you recall that instant when you understood you were not like the others? That you perceived realities other children failed to see? That wasn't fancy. That was your emergence, and your family took note. They noticed even before you did. They required no language. They observed your questioning nature, the way your gaze remained open, seeing more than theirs ever could. So they reacted the only way frightened people know how. They turned down your radiance, or they made the attempt. And if you have reached this point, then you are part of the purpose. Hit that like button and subscribe immediately. That is how we ensure this communication finds every other selected one still waiting. Partially conscious, partially shattered, yearning for someone to voice the feelings they've carried for so long. Let's magnify this reality collectively. And now we return. The moment you ceased to accept counterfeit grins and family falsehoods, everything shifted. You began to detect the variation in their tones when you achieved something. You witnessed the hesitation in their praise. That wasn't devotion, that was surveillance, observing to see if their design remained effective, if the conditioning was still holding. But when you started to recover, you disrupted their structure. You were never intended to become powerful, not in the story they wrote. You were meant to perform the part of the outcast, the damaged one, the overly emotional child who couldn't handle a jest. But a spark within you did not perish. It simply bided its time. It waited until the anguish lost its grip and the reality began shouting more powerfully than the deceptions. The treachery was not merely individual. It was calculated. This is more profound than a single bad recollection. This is a design, a structure, a silent agreement that generations endorsed with a silent gesture and a closed door. And you are the one shattering it. That is the reason for the profound hurt. That is the reason they behave as if you are the issue. You are not. You are the testament. You are the demonstration that a pattern is concluding, and they despise that brand of truth. Think back to those hushed instants when you sensed something was amiss but lacked the words. The space would fall quiet after you entered. Dialogues would cease, or more painfully, they would act as if nothing occurred. That strain, that change, that was their response to your essence, not your errors. You didn't spoil anything. You brought it into the light. There is strength in perceiving the truth, but there is conflict in declaring it. And that is what this message represents. A proclamation, a reassurance that you are not insane. You are not overly sensitive. You are not inventing things. You are recalling. And when the selected ones recall, structures crumble. Secrets fracture, disguises fall away. They will claim you are exaggerating. They will claim it is all history. They will label it recovery. But what they truly desire is quiet, because your healing is their unveiling. And every stride you take forward is another truth they cannot conceal. But you did not come this distance to hide yourself. You were selected because you possess the fortitude to traverse the flames and emerge with your truth still whole. Not because you are flawless, but because you are persistent. You challenge what they instructed you not to challenge. You look where they commanded you not to look, and now you know what they hoped you would forever forget. So this is your time, not to combat them, but to release yourself. To cease striving for comprehension from people who constructed their tranquility on your muteness. To stop diminishing in spaces where your very being has always caused them unease. You are not the interruption. You are the dawning. And once you awaken, you never return to slumber. So now take a breath, because what follows is not simple to hear. If you have ever felt like the stranger in your own family, as if an unseen force was opposing you from the start, this segment is for you. You are not paranoid, and you are not shattered. You have simply been living among people who dreaded what you would become once you perceived the reality. But today, that concludes. This is where you take back your narrative, fragment by fragment, truth by truth. Before we proceed further, I want you to demonstrate to yourself that you are prepared for what is approaching. Type "I'm awake" in the comments, not for my sake, but as a vow to yourself that you will no longer flee from the truth. Because after this, there is no returning. And if you remain here, it signifies the message was destined for you. The universe does not guide you toward these truths by chance. So remain with me step by step, moment by moment, because what you will hear next will connect every point they never wished for you to see. Let the unraveling commence. Number 1, they harmed you because they were afraid of you, not because you were fragile. They sought to shatter you before you recognized your own invincibility. The truth always cuts more deeply than retaliation. It is the one armament the adversary never learns to shield against. The individuals who once grinned at your suffering and masked their brutality as concern are now fleeing from the reverberations of their own deeds. They do not dread your fury. They dread your understanding. Because once you see their actions for what they truly were, every falsehood they ever constructed starts to decay in the open. They feigned that it was your failure, your demeanor, your exaggerated response, your alleged sensitivity. But in their core, they knew precisely what they were executing. They required your silence before you saw the mechanism behind their facades. They needed to persuade you that love could live alongside control, that treachery was merely a miscommunication, that quiet equaled harmony. But it was all a scheme. A method to keep you uncertain of your own senses while they honed their shame in private. Some of them have settled their debt. Perhaps life found them in small, poetic ways. Collapsed partnerships, hollow residences, a solitude that no diversion can satiate. But let's be candid, none of it evens the score. Because their penalty never reflected your suffering. You bore years of bewilderment, sleeplessness, dread, and trust wounds that were created from their self-interest. They may have forfeited people, wealth, or standing. But you lost time that is irreplaceable. And that is an injury no regret can mend. But here is the element they never grasped. What they did to you did not annihilate you. It tempered you. Every teardrop became information. Every betrayal became confirmation. Every slight became a lesson. You learned their methods better than they did. You learned how they deceive, how they evade, how they alter history. You learned how the foe conceals not in darkness but behind grins. You learned that malice does not always introduce itself. Sometimes it bids you goodnight and identifies itself as kin. And yet here you remain, still standing, still breathing, still mending. That is what frightens them the most. Not your rage, not your account, but your transformation. Because when you heal, you invalidate their authority. When you speak, you dismantle their heritage of quiet. When you live in freedom, you reveal the fantasy they built to imprison you. That is the reason they still murmur your name with resentment. That is the reason they pretend to ignore your progress while covertly monitoring your every step. You have become their reminder, the one they cannot delete. It is not justice you are pursuing anymore. It is serenity. But serenity does not originate from forgetting. It comes from comprehending precisely what occurred and why. These people, the ones who singled you out, utilized you, analyzed your responses, they acted from fright. They detected something in you they could not duplicate. Sincerity, authenticity, an unrefined bond to truth. They misinterpreted that as fragility because their whole being relied on pretense. And when an imposter encounters the real, their disguise begins to fracture. So they attacked first. They labeled you theatrical, unsteady, unappreciative. They narrated tales about you to others before you could utter your truth. They needed to set the story early, to taint the source, to ensure that if you ever discovered your voice, individuals would already be skeptical. It is the most ancient strategy. Undermine the truth speaker so the lie can endure longer. But lies always decompose faster than anticipated. And now every secret they withheld from you is disintegrating. You may ponder, do they feel remorse? Do they recognize their actions? Perhaps. But remorse demands a moral sense, and not everyone cultivates one. Some individuals will defend their fantasy of blamelessness until their final day. They will persuade themselves you were too delicate, that they tried their hardest, that you misinterpreted. Do not expend your effort proving the opposite. The cosmos witnessed it all. The energy they used to injure you is the same energy now acting to separate them. The reality is their collapse does not need to be arranged by you. It is already occurring, slowly, silently, unavoidably, because existence has a manner of returning the burden they gave you. And while they are occupied carrying it, you are learning to soar without it. That is the appearance of genuine power, the quiet retaliation of becoming unreachable. You see, they never anticipated your awakening. They believed their manipulation would endure eternally because it always had. They never conceived of the day you would look upon them and perceive the design, the repetition of falsehoods, the practiced regrets, the reused justifications. They underestimated the instant you would cease reacting and begin watching. Because when a selected one observes instead of reacts, the game is over. The foe loses its preferred weapon, your confusion. Now you proceed with consciousness. You select peace over turmoil. You answer with space instead of defense. You guard your energy like sacred treasure. And this recently discovered calm, it consumes them. Because the ultimate penalty for those who prospered on your pain is witnessing you live happily without their consent. But do not misinterpret this strength for indifference. It is not resentment, it is growth. You are not shutting your heart, you are retrieving it. You are not evading conflict, you are rejecting pollution. Every limit you establish is a tribute to your endurance. Every quiet departure is a triumph. Every teardrop that no longer falls for them is a prayer answered by the cosmos itself. You might still ask, why me? The answer is harsh but emancipating. Because your spirit was resilient enough to endure what would have ruined others. Because your tale is not solely about suffering, it is about intention. The very people who attempted to break you were unintentionally molding your defiance. The tempest they dispatched to drown you became the sea you now direct. So, chosen one, listen. You owe them zero. Not your pardon, not your clarification, not your access. Their deeds were theirs to claim, not yours to mend. You do not require resolution from those who established their ease on your agony. The only resolution you require is the moment you cease glancing backward. Because once you stop returning to the wreckage, the universe begins constructing your palace. They believed they interred you, but they did not understand you were earth, not a seed. Everything they did to break you only planted something more profound, more resilient, unshakable. You are the evidence that illumination can blossom from betrayal. You are the outcome of their brutality. You are the echo that keeps them restless at night, reminding them that every decision they made against you only constructed the legend of your fortitude. And that is the mass of their actions. Not the shame they declined to carry, but the heritage they unintentionally fashioned in you. Number 2, shattering the chains they constructed around you. They imprisoned your soul long before you understood it could soar. The chains were never steel. They were fabricated from shame, quiet, and counterfeit love. They named it safeguarding, but it was ownership. The day you cease apologizing for enduring is the day you start to truly live. There arrives a moment when pretending no longer functions, when the lies crumble under their own mass and you understand you have been bearing a story that was never yours to carry. This is that moment. The atmosphere feels altered when truth begins to emerge. It is denser, more acute, yet oddly freeing. It has the flavor of the first breath after years submerged. You have been caught in unseen chains, not of metal, but of manipulation, shame, and partial truths spun by individuals who were supposed to adore you. They instructed you to confuse their command for concern, their quiet for peace, their endorsement for security. But deep within, a quiet insurrection was always breathing inside you, anticipating this very instant. The instant you determine that sufficient is sufficient. Envision this. You are standing in a chamber full of mirrors, yet every image is somewhat warped. One shows you diminished, another makes your gaze appear hesitant, another conceals your wounds. For years, you trusted those mirrors were true, but now you realize they were positioned there by another. Your family constructed them. Every reflection was intended to keep you doubting yourself, interrogating your value, ensuring you never perceived the complete truth. And yet, even in that labyrinth of deceptions, there was always a glimmer of defiance. The unvoiced knowledge that you were more than what they declared you to be. You inquire, why would they do this? Why would individuals who claim to love me build such a prison? The answer is brutal command. Some families are not established on love. They are built on structure, secrecy, and dread. They bequeath manipulation like a legacy, pretending it is insight. They maintain their children small so they never have to confront their own shortcomings. Your radiance disturbed them. Your self-sufficiency made them uncertain, and your consciousness made you a threat. So they attempted to keep you docile, feeding you uncertainty while labeling it guidance, giving you shame while calling it thankfulness. But you have transcended their system. The cosmos has waited patiently for this moment, the moment you stop inheriting agony and start generating peace. What is unfolding now is not a penalty. It is liberation masquerading as unease. Every memory returning, every realization striking like a tide, every teardrop you are shedding now, it is all part of the purification. You are not collapsing. You are cracking open. Envision this. A bird born in a cage does not realize it is trapped until it observes another bird in flight. The first beat of liberty feels frightening, unnatural, because for so long enclosure felt like protection. That is where you are now, positioned at the brink of your own cage, wings shaking, mind divided between allegiance to your pain and curiosity about your potential. The fear is not a caution, it is confirmation. It signifies you are near. Your family's network, that knot of demands, shame, and unspoken regulations, was woven with accuracy. Every strand was designed to pull you back when you tried to expand. Do not question us, do not shame us, do not change. But the truth does not follow family customs. The truth arrives like flame, burning, cleansing, unapologetic. It does not request permission to be, and neither should you. You might feel shame rising as you read this. That murmur saying, perhaps I'm overreacting. Perhaps they didn't intend it. That is part of the trap. Shame was their preferred tether. They fed it to you so frequently that now it reverberates in your own voice. But recall, identifying manipulation is not treachery. Safeguarding your peace is not revolt. It is survival. The moment you stop justifying your tormentor, healing commences. They may label you cold for withdrawing. They will allege you are selfish, theatrical, even unfeeling. But those are merely the words of individuals losing their grip. You are not required to maintain bonds that suffocate you. You do not have to go back to the flame simply because it once felt like home. This is your time to establish the boundary, to declare the pattern concludes with me. Envision this. You are moving through an old house filled with memories. Every room carries the scent of the past. Joy that was not genuine, apologies that arrived too delayed, and the faint resonance of disputes you were held responsible for. You move through it gradually, touching the walls, recalling every iteration of yourself that once resided there. Then you open the main door. Outside, the air is chilly, but it is real. The world seems vaster. That is liberty. And though your legs may tremble, you continue walking, because even the unknown is superior to existing under another's enchantment. You might ask, but how do I advance when they are still my family? The answer is one of the most difficult truths you will ever embrace. Blood may link you, but it does not describe you. Bondage without respect is imprisonment. Family without truth is a story. You are permitted to mourn the fantasy while constructing something authentic. You are permitted to love them from afar while protecting your peace closely. The cosmos is not demanding you despise them, only to cease offering yourself for their comfort. Every time you diminish to meet their demands, you disrespect the strength you have gained. Every time you justify their cruelty, you silence the child within you who pleaded for protection and never received it. The past does not get to possess your future unless you hand it the key. The chains of yesterday can only restrain you if you still believe they are real. It is acceptable to seek assistance, a guide, a teacher, a voice of logic that is not entangled in your family's web. Healing is not seclusion. It is recovery. You are not undertaking this alone. The cosmos always dispatches helpers once you choose to step from the haze. And yes, there will be nights you feel adrift, wondering if liberty was worth the price. It was because even solitude in truth is kinder than belonging, built on lies. Envision this. A storm finally ceases after years of thunder. The ground is soaked. The air still vibrates with energy and everything feels strange. That is healing. Chaotic, raw, unpredictable. But look closely. Shoots are emerging through the earth. New life forming where ruin once governed. That is you, the selected one reconstructing from the ashes they believed would bury you. So breathe. Let the past shout behind you. Its voice weakens with every step you take. The same energy that once bound you is now powering your ascent. You do not require retaliation. Your peace is the retaliation. You do not require endorsement. Your growth is the confirmation. The family web may have molded your pain, but it no longer defines your identity. You are no longer the child they quieted. You are the adult who recalls, reclaims, and rebuilds. And when you look back one final time, you will see the truth. Those chains were never locked. They only held because you believed they could. Now they disintegrate. This is your renewal. This is your freedom. This is the moment the pursued becomes the untouchable. Number 3, the reckoning of healing, where the pattern finally shatters. They injured you to command you, but healing is the defiance they never anticipated. Every wound you mend is a tale they can no longer alter. Healing is not gentle. It is not candles, chants, or warm sunlight on a serene meadow. Healing is battle fought in quiet, in tears, in the restless hours when memories loop like damaged recordings. It is not about discovering what they did. It is about reclaiming what they stole. Your peace, your trust, your reflection. The road to healing starts when you cease asking why they hurt you and start asking why you kept excusing them. That transition, that instant of self-examination is the genuine start of liberty. Envision this. Your life is a field strewn with glass. Every step forward cuts, but each injury teaches you where not to step again. You learn the form of your pain, the rhythm of your triggers, and the quiet of your strength. The more you advance, the less it harms. Not because the glass vanishes, but because you learn how to walk with awareness. That is healing. Not the lack of pain, but the mastery of it. You might wonder, why me? Why did my own kin turn cold? The answer lies not in your fragility. It lies in your radiance. Some spirits cannot bear the reflection of truth. They hide behind manipulation because honesty scolds them. You were born distinct, and difference always intimidates those constructed on imitation. Their jealousy was not accidental. It was acknowledgement. They saw your capability before you did. That is the reason they tried to quiet it early. To weaken the voice that would one day speak the truth they spent their lives evading. But here is the splendor. The pattern concludes with you. Their hatred cannot live in your awareness. The chain breaks the moment you stop reacting to their shame. You do not owe the past your loyalty. You owe your future your bravery. Healing is not forgetting them. It is surpassing them. It is gazing at the storm and realizing you no longer need to survive it because you have become it. So breathe. You are precisely where the cosmos intended you to be, standing at the verge of your new life, holding the fragments they once shattered, now molded into a crown. The storm that made you bleed is the same force that will make you ascend. The pattern does not persist. It ends right here with you. Number 4, when the cosmos starts communicating, interpreting the signs they attempted to conceal. What you name chance, the cosmos names confirmation. Your intuition is not suspicion. It is recollection striving to rouse you. There is a point in every awakening where the murmurs become too loud to disregard. The dreams become more vivid, the instinct firmer, the sense of familiarity impossible to dismiss. You tell yourself it is random, that perhaps you are overanalyzing, but you are not. The cosmos never repeats itself without cause. Those glimmers in your mind, those surges of emotion that strike without caution, they are not static. They are guidance. Every gut feeling is a clue leading you back to the truth that was interred long before you learned to question it. Envision this. Your life is a film you have watched countless times. But suddenly a missing scene returns, one you never saw before. A slight look, a solitary phrase, a subtle deed that transforms everything once you finally perceive it. That is how the cosmos discloses truth, not with noise, but with designs. It keeps showing you the same signals until you stop naming them coincidences. You might dream of countenances from the past, hear melodies that seem to know your story, or feel an inexplicable weight when certain memories return. That is not imagination. It is the curtain thinning. It is your awareness catching up to the truth, your family buried in quiet. These signals are not here to torment you. They are here to release you. The shades you keep perceiving are not pursuing you. They are directing you toward the spaces where healing still waits. You ask, why now? Why am I seeing this all unfold after so much time? Because you are finally resilient enough to decipher it. The cosmos never dispatches messages to the unprepared. When you start seeing the designs, it is not because things are darkening. It is because your sight is clarifying. What once baffled you now connects. What once pained now instructs. Trust your senses, the chills you feel, the moments that halt you mid-thought, the unshakable certainty in your core that is truth speaking in a tongue older than fear. You are not inventing it, you are remembering it. And once you start remembering, the deception can never hold you again. Number 5, the unrested voices. When justice starts calling your name, the truth doesn't perish, it bides its time. Justice is not revenge, it is balance striving to restore itself to the world. There comes a moment when healing alone is no longer sufficient. The quiet becomes too burdensome and something more profound begins to stir. A pull, a whisper, an undeniable knowing that you are not just meant to endure this story, but to complete what others could not. The cosmos has selected you not just as a witness, but as an instrument of reckoning. Sometimes the reason your nights feel uneasy isn't because you are haunted. It is because truth is trying to awaken you. Perhaps there is a voice that echoes in your dreams, or a name that stays in your thoughts for no rational reason. Perhaps you keep returning to a memory that never made sense. A death that was explained too simply. A story that felt rehearsed. That is not happenstance. That is alignment. The energy of injustice never disappears. It circulates until someone strong enough comes forward to reveal it. Envision this. A candle long gone out, yet its smoke still twists through the room, seeking air. That is how truth behaves. It remains. It does not rest until it is recognized. And if you are reading this, it may have found you. Perhaps someone in your family was silenced, erased, or betrayed, and their anguish still vibrates in the gaps between your thoughts. You carry their strength in your blood and their unfinished story in your intuition. You might ask, why me? Why must I be the one to confront this? Because you are the only one who can. The cosmos does not send the burden of revelation to those who fear it. It sends it to those who can transmute it. The spirit that seeks justice is not asking for retaliation. It is asking for illumination. It is asking for truth to breathe again after years of suffocation. The truth is your awareness is the justice. Every truth you uncover brings balance to generations of quiet. You do not need to confront anyone. Simply acknowledging what was hidden already begins to shift the energy. Lies decay in exposure, and darkness loses its footing when seen clearly. You are not haunted. You are chosen to reveal. The pain of the past is not your prison. It is your calling. And the moment you accept that, the spirit that once cried for justice finally rests, because it knows the right soul heard the message. Number 6, the architects of your pain. When love was merely a disguise for command, they didn't break you by chance. They studied how to accomplish it. What they named love was really observation wrapped in tenderness. There are wounds that do not bleed but still ache every time you attempt to trust again. The ones left not by strangers, but by the hands that once nourished you. The voices that once lulled you to sleep. These are the most difficult to face because they blur the boundary between love and manipulation. You tell yourself they didn't mean it, that perhaps they were damaged too, but deep within you know better. Some of it was intentional, some of it was engineered. They learned your dreads early, then used them as tools to keep you obedient. Envision this, a puppeteer grinning kindly while tightening the strings. Every move you made felt like choice, but it wasn't. The shame you carried wasn't yours. It was theirs, sown and nurtured until it grew into compliance. You were trained to reduce your pain, to question your instincts, to mistake command for concern. That isn't parenting. That is programming. And the most terrible part, they convinced the world that you were fortunate to have them. You may ask, was it truly that terrible? Could someone so intimate have done it deliberately? The truth is sharper than comfort. Yes, they could. And sometimes they did. Manipulation isn't always loud. It can resemble false worry. Sound like, I know what's best for you. Feel like an embrace that tightens just a moment too long. For some, it even went deeper through words meant to distort memory. Through substances meant to cloud the mind. Through psychological manipulation designed to make you question your reality. They didn't just want command of your life. They wanted command of your perception. Abuse isn't just what they did. It's what they persuaded you not to feel. And then comes the betrayal. The unbearable truth that the people meant to protect you were the very ones feeding off your pain. It's a cruelty so personal it steals language itself. How do you explain the sensation of realizing your mother's solace was conditional, your grandmother's kindness an act? How do you mourn someone who's still alive but never truly loved you? That is the depth of the injury, grieving what never was. But awareness is your liberation. Once you name the manipulation, it loses its power. Once you see the betrayal clearly, you begin to heal on your terms, not theirs. They thrived in your confusion. Clarity starves them. You do not require revenge. Your freedom is penalty enough. Every limit you set is a brick in the wall that keeps their chaos out. Every truth you speak is a light they cannot quench. They may have authored your childhood, but the ending belongs to you. Number 7, into the darkness where the courageous finally rise. The truth isn't what ruins you. It's what frees you from the chains you were taught to revere. You don't heal by evading the dark. You heal by learning to traverse it with your head held high. It's acceptable to tremble here. The air feels denser, the quiet more acute, and every truth you uncover feels like another piece of your past collapsing in your hands. That's what courage feels like. Not the absence of fear, but the decision to keep walking while your voice quivers. You were never weak for falling apart. You were strong for enduring what was designed to destroy you. Envision this. You're holding a lantern, its flame flickering in a tunnel that seems infinite. Every step forward reveals walls etched with the stories they tried to erase. Moments you buried, emotions you silenced, memories you were told to forget. The darkness isn't your adversary anymore. It's your classroom. It's showing you where the pain started, but also where the healing conceals itself. You aren't descending, you're reclaiming. You might ask, why me? Why must I be the one to face what generations avoided? Because courage flows in your blood, even if fear tried to mask it. You're the first in your lineage to look the monster in the eye and refuse to blink. The cosmos didn't pick you by error. It picked you because you were the one strong enough to break the pattern, to end the quiet, to walk through fire and not call it penalty, but transformation. You are not cursed by what occurred. You are crowned by what you overcame. The force guiding you, whether you call it the cosmos, energy, or the quiet wisdom within, has never left your side. Every coincidence, every dream, every moment you thought you were alone was that force murmuring, keep going. It didn't save you from the darkness because it knew you were meant to master it. You are not a victim anymore. You are the living aftermath of everything that tried and failed to ruin you. You are the quiet breaking, the truth walking, the storm learning to speak. And as you step forward now, the dark doesn't close in. It bows before you. Number 8, the truth that heals. When what hurt you becomes what liberates you. The truth doesn't destroy you. It destroys the lies that once commanded you. Every truth uncovered is a fragment of your soul coming home. Truth is rarely tender. It doesn't whisper, it crashes. It arrives without warning, tearing through illusions, peeling back comfort, and forcing you to face what you were never meant to see. And yet beneath all that chaos lies freedom. Quiet, powerful, and absolute. The pain you feel now isn't penalty. It's purification. The truth burns, yes, but only because it's cleaning the infection of deceit that's been festering for years. Envision this. A locked chest buried deep in the earth. Every time you ignored your instincts, another layer of soil piled on top. Every time you made excuses for their cruelty, another chain wrapped around it. But now, with every truth revealed, you hear the lock loosen. The ground shakes, the chest opens, and what spills out isn't shame or fragility, but fragments of your strength they tried to steal. The truth doesn't wound you. It returns you to yourself. You might ask, why does knowing hurt so much if it's supposed to heal me? Because healing isn't the removal of pain, it's the comprehension of it. The sting of truth is temporary. The peace it brings lasts forever. You're not being broken by revelation, you're being rebuilt by it. Every realization sharpens your clarity, strengthens your boundaries, and silences the ghosts that once dictated your choices. The truth has one mission: to make you whole again. As you stand in this light, understand nothing that's been exposed can command you anymore. The cosmos, or perhaps something even deeper, has been guiding this uncovering all along. It watched as you doubted, as you cried, as you almost surrendered, waiting for this exact moment when you'd finally be ready to see. The protection was never about shielding you from pain. It was about ensuring you'd be strong enough to handle the truth when it arrived. You are stronger than you've ever realized, not because you avoided the darkness, but because you faced it and chose to rise anyway. Each truth reclaimed is a scar turned into armor. Each revelation is a resurrection. The lies are falling away, and in their place stands the real you, untamed, unstoppable, and finally free. Number 9, the pen that breaks chains, turning your story into power. They silenced you with fear, but every word you write steals their power back. Your story isn't your shame. It's your weapon. Writing is rebellion. It's not just ink on a page. It's truth carving its way out of the quiet they forced on you. When you write your story, when you give shape to the pain they buried, you stop being their victim and start becoming your own liberator. Words have energy. Every sentence you release pulls another thorn from your soul. You're not writing to be understood. You're writing to be free. Envision this. You sit before a blank page, and for the first time it listens. No interruptions, no disbelief, no psychological manipulation, just you and your truth. The page doesn't flinch when you describe the betrayal. It doesn't question your memory or your worth. It absorbs everything, the rage, the grief, the confusion, and turns it into something powerful: clarity. Because when pain is named, it loses its invisibility. When it's written, it becomes history instead of destiny. You might ask, what if my story hurts others? What if it reopens wounds? Let it. Truth isn't meant to protect the guilty. It's meant to free the silenced. Your story isn't vengeance. It's light breaking through years of shadow. And the moment you share it, whether through writing, art, or voice, you become the proof that survival is possible. Somewhere, someone will read your words and finally find the courage to speak theirs. That's how the cycle breaks. One truth at a time. The pen is mightier than pain because it turns wounds into warnings and memories into mirrors. And when your truth hits the air, justice begins to move. Because justice isn't a courtroom, it's a vibration. It's the energy that shifts when the truth finally refuses to stay buried. The cosmos has a way of restoring balance, exposing the hidden, unraveling the lies. You'll start seeing patterns, people revealing themselves, secrets slipping through conversations, consequences catching up to those who once thought they were untouchable. They acted together once, united in deceit, but now the unity dissolves under the weight of exposure. Their alliance was built on your silence, and your voice just destroyed their foundation. You are no longer powerless. Every word you write, every truth you face, brings the scales closer to balance. The justice that awaits isn't coming for you, it's coming through you. And as you keep writing, keep speaking, keep standing tall, the cosmos keeps echoing your truth louder than their lies ever reached. That is freedom. That is victory. And it belongs to you now. Number 10, the light returns. The end they feared. The beginning you were born for. They tried to bury you, but they forgot you were made of light. Your pain was never proof of weakness. It was the evidence of your becoming. The storm didn't destroy you. It revealed what could never be broken. And now, chosen one, you stand where few ever do, at the edge of the darkness, staring into the vastness of what's left after the lies have burned away. For years, you carried their shadows like a second skin, mistaking the weight for your own reflection. But now, as you look at the wreckage, you realize something extraordinary. The darkness didn't win. It never even came close, because every scar you carry glows. Every truth you faced became a spark, and together those sparks have become the light returning. Your light unstoppable and absolute. Healing was never supposed to be gentle. It was supposed to strip you bare, shatter every illusion, and demand that you rebuild with your own hands. You've done that. You've walked through the ruins of your family's deception, faced the ghosts that wore familiar faces, and reclaimed every part of yourself that was stolen or silenced. You've turned their manipulation into mastery, their betrayal into boundaries, their cruelty into clarity. The cosmos didn't test you to see if you could break. It tested you to remind you that you can't. Imagine this: a forest after the fire. Everything looks dead, blackened, lost until you look closer and see green pushing through the ashes. That's you. Regrowth doesn't look graceful. It looks defiant. The same fire that destroyed the old has fed the soil for the new. That's what your healing has done. You didn't come out untouched. You came out transformed. And that transformation is the one thing they could never prepare for. You might still ask, why did I have to go through all of it? Why me? The answer isn't cruel. It's sacred. Because you were the one who could carry it and still keep your heart intact. You were chosen not for your perfection, but for your resilience. Some souls come to this world to continue the story. You came to rewrite it. The darkness recognized that long before you did. That's why it came for you so young. It wasn't your weakness that made you a target. It was your potential. The enemy always attacks what it fears the most. And now that fear has been realized because you've awakened. You've remembered. You've become everything they fought to suppress. They see it. The way your energy has changed. The way your silence has become strength. They can feel your freedom like a shift in the air. They can't control you anymore, and that's what terrifies them. The light returning to you isn't gentle. It's fierce. It doesn't just illuminate the past. It burns through it. It brings justice not through vengeance, but through truth. You no longer need apologies or validation. You've outgrown the stage where their approval mattered. You've built peace without permission. You've made joy your rebellion. Imagine standing in front of the mirror now. Not the distorted ones they built for you, but the real one. The reflection staring back is unrecognizable to the version that once begged for love that would never come. This version doesn't beg, it commands. It doesn't chase understanding. It embodies it. You've become the balance to their chaos, the calm to their cruelty, the truth to their illusion. You are what happens when pain meets purpose. And this is the final awakening. The part where you stop looking for closure and realize you are the closure. Where you stop hoping for justice and realize justice has already begun. The moment you refuse to repeat their patterns. The moment you chose awareness over denial. That was the sound of generational chains breaking. They might not see it, but the cosmos did. Every step you took toward truth sent ripples through the lineage that once fed on silence. You didn't just heal yourself. You healed backward. You are walking into a new chapter now. And it doesn't begin with fear. It begins with authority. You are no longer the one searching for answers. You are the answer. The truth flows through you now. Every word you speak carries the weight of every soul who never could. Every breath you take is defiance against those who tried to erase you. When you heal, you don't just rewrite your story. You rewrite the bloodline. So let them whisper. Let them wonder how you made it out whole. You don't owe them your pain, your explanations, or your presence. What you owe is to yourself. Peace, rest, and joy without condition. You are free to create without fear, to love without guilt, to live without apology. You are not who you were. You are who you were meant to become before the world tried to dim your light. Imagine the sky before sunrise. Still dark, still quiet, but undeniably shifting. That's where you are. The light hasn't just returned. It's growing stronger with every choice you make. Every boundary, every truth, every breath of self-love expands that horizon. Soon, the world that once hurt you will have no place left to hide from your brightness. You deserve to know the full story. And now you do. You've seen behind the curtain, faced the betrayal, carried the weight and released it. You've earned your freedom. And it doesn't come with thunder or applause. It comes with stillness, a knowing that your soul finally belongs to you again. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of your empire. The empire built on truth, on peace, on unshakable awareness. The cosmos doesn't owe you justice anymore. It's already delivered it in the form of your strength. Everything you lost is being replaced with something that can't be taken again. Clarity, self-trust, and the calm that comes after the storm finally bows. The pain that once defined you has now refined you. The child who was targeted became the adult who awakened. The one they underestimated became the one they could never silence. You are the evidence that love, even when buried, always finds its way back to the surface. So breathe, chosen one. Look around you. This peace, this quiet power, this stillness, it's yours now. You've earned every inch of it. You've walked through fire and turned it into light. You've faced the dark and taught it your name. You're not broken. You are the proof that truth resurrects. And as the light returns, remember this. You were never meant to be their victim. You were meant to be their awakening. The storm is over. The silence is broken. The light is home. And now, as we reach the end of this revelation, take a breath. You made it through the storm. You've faced the darkness, uncovered the truth, and reclaimed your light. This is your moment of peace, the start of your freedom. Let the world see the strength they tried to hide. If this message spoke to your soul, show your presence. Like this video, subscribe to keep this truth alive, and drop the number 77 in the comments to mark your awakening. Share this message so every chosen one still in the dark can finally find their